So how do you intend to compete with Citrix, VMware, which are, to be fair, giants in the tech space?
They definitely are giants. If you look at our largest product, it's Parallels, which, as many people know, enables you to do such things as running Windows on a Mac, but it's more than that. So we have the desktop solution that millions of people enjoy and love and enable them to do a better job. But we also have a server cloud, and we just bought a company this week that enables us to be anywhere. So you don't have to download anything, but really about a zero trust security way of streaming applications. And so as we think about the virtualization space, there are the big giants like Citrix and VMware who are really serving clients that have 5,000 and up consumers. We're here to make it easy for every company, every worker in every company to work from wherever they want, be it the coffee shop, the sofa, the office, in a really secure and easy way.
You've been around the block, Christa. You were the CEO of OpenTable. You've been through some ups and downs when it comes to the markets. How do you see the shift to remote work playing out? Is this here for good? Are some companies going to regret telling their employees they could work from home forever?
I think the genie is clearly out of the bottle. If you look at pre-pandemic work, a lot of that came from what it was like to come into a factory. It didn't imagine a world where Zoom and collaboration tools and software really enabled people's daily lives. And we believe that when you work better, you live better. And people don't want to give that up. We've seen that in how people are willing to accept a salary decrease for not having to come into the office. And I think the companies that remain abject about their desire to get people in, they are going to suffer as it relates to where talent wants to go. That's not to say we don't gather. It's not to say that we don't get people together. But I believe that your personal productivity pod should be where you want it to be. And you should be able to connect securely and hopefully use some of our products while you do so.
So Elon Musk calling workers back in the office. Do you think he's going to be on the wrong side of history? I mean, could this hurt companies that are forcing employees to come back to the office?
I think it's all about understanding also what your business is. We have the benefit of being what I like to say, we're in the bits business and not the atoms business, meaning we ship software. We don't have a physical product. Obviously, they're delivering a large and complex physical product with a supply chain to boot. And I think there are times in which he needs to demonstrate from a cultural standpoint how those people need to come in. I think if you're building software, which is our case, we can be more flexible and we can lean in and give the knowledge worker not just flexibility, but freedom, which is ultimately what they're seeking.
You lived through the dot-com bust, and I'm curious how you think this compares. Do you think a recession is inevitable? And if so, is it a big R or a little r?
Yeah, this is my second downturn. And so it's always interesting to see people who have just been operating for the last 13 years and think it's fully representative. It does feel to me more like the dot-com bust, albeit with much higher interest rates. And so I do think it is a big R recession. Anytime inflation is north of 5%, you're going to have a pretty significant challenge out there in the market. I think it's a question of how quickly do companies respond. I was at an event the other day and somebody said, unit economics are the new black. And I thought it was amusing because, I come from the private equity landscape as we're backed by KKR, and unit economics have always been a mainstay of our business, and it will need to be so going forward for many other companies.
So how do you think this is going to impact the broader landscape of all of these tech unicorns that have raised money at high valuations on top of these huge public tech companies that have been enjoying very nice multiples? And will they recover?
Well, I think if you need to raise capital, that capital got significantly more expensive. The flat round is the new up round. And I think the reality is, how are managers, employees going to respond in this environment? So when the dollar is up oil is up and interest rates are up, it means equity has to be down. And when equity is down, the primary driver of tech workers who work for the equity, they get cranky and it's getting more challenging. And by the way, they might be losing a job. And so the whole ecosystem is being thrust into this world where the cost of capital is such that you cannot grow at any price. You've got to grow at a thoughtful, unit economic driven price.
So how is this all going to impact the war for talent? On the one hand, you've had the great resignation and workers who are deciding, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore. And I have all of these options. Now you see the market contracting. People don't necessarily have that kind of optionality. There are layoffs and hiring freezes happening across the tech industry. How do those two balance each other out?
I think you have to look at which labor market you're in. So I would be very concerned if you are in a market like San Francisco or New York, where your cost of your labor generally is higher than cost of other labor out there in the marketplace. I think what it's done is created a level playing field for talent across not just the United States, but across the globe. And we clearly employ developer teams outside of the United States. We think it's a critical advantage for us as an organization. But I think it is a great leveling of talent, too. It used to be that you had to be at a certain location to manage and benefit from the ecosystem. And now I think that's gone as our tools and our collaboration software enables people to truly be effective from any place. So it's a great leveler for talent.
Okay, so if it's a great leveler for talent, who wins and who loses?
If you're a San Francisco engineer, it could be problematic. But great talent is always a need. And I think what you see in some of these companies who've raised exceptionally large rounds, they couldn't even hire according to their hiring plan. But you're also going to see those hiring plans get dramatically scaled back. I think, I talk about management by haiku. If you had no bounds, you could do anything, but you might not be as creative as you otherwise would have been. So how do you manage within 17 syllables and actually still build a great product? And I think that's where a lot of people look at the incredible companies that get born out of recession, because they had to be mindful and choosy about where they spent their money.